Okay, the first thing we have to do when we start to analyze our data is summarize our scale items, okay? So many of you had attitude towards the brand scale, maybe you had repurchase intent, whatever the scale items you had. Instead of analyzing each item individually, we're going to compute a new variable and average the scores among each item. So here's what I mean. We're going to transform and we're going to compute a variable. Okay, and so what we're going to do is called attitude summary for the sake of example. And so what I have here is, please rate your attitude towards Tag Heuer watches. Dislike, like. Okay, please rate your attitude towards Tag Heuer watches. Unattractive, attractive. Please rate your attitude towards Tag Heuer watches. Undesirable, desirable. So they all move in the same direction, meaning the smaller the number, the less they like it, the higher the number, the more they like it. And so what we're going to do is we are going to average all three of those items together, okay? And we're going to create and put those average numbers into a new variable that I named called attitude summary, okay? And so this is very similar to Excel in terms of how you calculate averages in its. Okay, so here we have statistical. It's a statistical function, and we click on mean, and you just double click there. And so here are the things you want. You click, please rate your attitude. So we double click there, and that becomes there. And then keep the next one, put a comma there, and then the next one. Put a comma there, and let me double check to make sure that's the last one. And this is the last one. I'm gonna, just to make sure, let's see what that reads. It's a little tricky clicking on highlighting these things because you want to highlight without double clicking on it. So it's being difficult. Oh, that's Rolex. So we stop there at number 4. Shift comma, come up here, shift comma, and there we go. We calculate the mean. We click OK, and it finished calculating. And if we want to double check, we can go to the variable view and scroll down, and there it is. It should be there. It's in column 243. We double click on that, and there are all our averages for attitude summary. And so this would be the number we would use when we talked about attitude towards Tag Heuer watches. We would use the average of all those 4 items rather than each individual item to understand people's attitude. Okay, so then the next thing we want to do is analyze the data. And so if we wanted to calculate averages, we would go, and I don't think you can see this in your screen, but up at the top of SPSS Statistics, you have what's called Analyze. Well, first, make sure you're at the data view when you do this, otherwise it won't work. Go Analyze, and you can click Descriptive Statistics. And here you see frequencies, you see descriptives. Either one of these you can use. Let's go with descriptives since we said descriptives. We want to look at attitude summary, so we're going to put there. Let's see what our options are. You can get the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the maximum, the variable list. I think those all look good to me, so we're going to hit continue. We'll click OK. And there you go. Attitude, we had these. N is 536. Here's min, max, mean, and our standard deviation. So we're good there. Then there's other statistics we can do. All right, the next we have is cross tabs. Remember we talked about we're going to use that to see how demographic variables, men versus women, young versus old, are different in their attitudes. And so what we would do here is we would go, and it doesn't matter, we have rows, columns, but let's say we want attitude summary to be our columns. We want gender to be our rows. And so what it will do is break out what the attitudes were by gender. Let's look at our statistics. We're going to run what's called a chi-square test to see if the differences we see between the different genders is significant or not. And so let's go continue. Let's go OK. We're running it. So let's see, what is our gender? So we have male, female. These were the rankings according by gender, because we use attitude summary. So these are all the different numbers we got across male and female. And then we have what the output was. And then we looked at chi-square difference test. And it looks like, says our chi-squared is 0.007. So that would say we are significant. Anything less than 0.05 or less is significant. And so the higher this number is, the more likely you are to have a significant difference. And so what this showed us is a significant difference. Okay, I'm going to show you another type of analysis where you can also get your graphs and charts from. So if we go to Analyze, well, let me go to the right view again. It's being persnickety. And we go to Analyze. We go Descriptive Statistics. This time let's do frequencies. And if you look in there, we have a choice of not only statistics but also charts. So we're going to do Attitude Summary. And we'll go, what is your gender? And let's look at statistics we're going to get. Let's do mean, median, mode, and let's continue on. Let's see what charts we want. Let's do bar charts, pie charts. Well, we have to choose one. So let's pick, I don't know, my favorite, pie charts, and we'll do percentages. We'll hit continue, and let's click OK. Let the magic happen. So there's our frequency table. There it is by gender, and there is our pie chart, and with all the relative statistics. So we know, frequency count on that percentage-wise. We know gender, how males feel versus females in terms of their attitudes, and that is how you can get some of your charts. You can come back in here and play around with that some more, frequencies, and put different variables in there. You can change the chart type to bar charts, and maybe you want to do frequencies. You hit continue and then OK. And there you go. All right, so that is how you get your graphs. That is how you do your analysis for the project. If you want to learn about extra credit on T-Test, F-Test, you got to kind of figure that out on your own, because that's why it's called extra credit. And be sure to come by during office hours, and I'd be happy to walk you through it. Talk to you later. Bye.